What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis, and I have to apologize to you. I'm usually posting daily my service calls and how-tos on HVAC, but now it's basically in between seasons, and I don't want to do any repetitive service calls or anything like that. So I've kind of been sparse on my uploads lately, but we're getting ready to move into heat. We'll have much new content on the channel, and I can go back to doing daily, but I don't want to do anything repetitive over and over again for you guys. And on today's service call, what I'm going to be showing you how to do is how to replace a TXV on a Mortex mobile home coil. So if you want to see how I change that TXV, stay tuned and I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're out here at the outside unit. The first thing that we've got to do is we've got to pump down our freon. What we're going to do is we're going to get the freon in this outside unit. So basically it'll take out all the freon from the inside evaporator so we can do our TXV. So basically we got our suction line here, our high side here. We know that the freon runs in the suction, runs out the high side line. And this is a train outside unit. What we're going to do is we're going to close off this high side valve. What this will do is when we close this off, the freon will be blocked from going back to our evaporator, and it'll store all our freon in our outside unit. And then basically what we'll do, we've got another valve here. As the freon gets pumped down in our outside unit, we'll close this valve off and it'll store all our freon in the outside unit, so our evaporator has no freon, and that way we can do our TXV. So let's do that first. We're going to turn this off. We'll close it down completely. And as soon as the freon gets pumped down, as we see, our suction is dropping, and that means that it's pumping down freon from our inside unit. And once that gets pumped down, we can start with the TXV. Okay guys, this is the TXV that we're replacing. This is on a mortex coil for a mobile home unit. Kind of give you a view of the evaporator itself. But this TXV has screw-in fittings. You've got one here, one here. You've got a equalizer tube that's here, and then we've got our bulb for our TXV, which is under this insulation. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take off this bulb. We're going to unscrew our equalizer tube, and then basically we're going to remove the TXV. Okay, I removed the insulation from the bulb. Now we've got a little screw here with this strap here that holds our bulb on. So we want to loosen that up and take our bulb out. Okay, now that our bulb is out, we want to take loose our external equalizer. Okay, we got our external equalizer out. Now you've got two screw-in fittings, one at the top of the TXV, one at the bottom. So we want to loosen up this and loosen up this one, and that way we can remove our TXV. Okay, we're going to take the top off of our TXV. Now we got to remove the bottom screw. Alright, we got the TXV out, so now we need to get the other one and go ahead and put it in. Okay guys, this is our new TXV. Now what you need to always be sure of is you want to make sure to know what side goes in, what side goes out, because you don't want to install the TXV backwards, because that will restrict your freon flow. Now the bulb comes wound up like this. Here's our external equalizer here to the side. You've got to unwind that and basically carry that to your coil. So I'm going to carry this in. I'm going to show you how everything gets done, but I just want to show you this is the way the new TXV looks. Okay, to make this easy, we've got a female side and we've got a male side to our TXV, and all you got to do is line that up, get your male side in, your female side in, and basically everything will go in exactly like you need it. Okay, we got the TXV in, we got everything hand tightened. What we need to do is we need to tighten this up with our wrenches to make sure everything is completely sealed 100%. Okay, now we got the TXV in. We need to install our bulb. And what we're going to do is we're just going to unwind this and install it right back over here where our other bulb was installed. Now we got our bulb under. All we need to do is tighten up. Alright, our bulb is in there. It's making good connection to our suction line. Now what we need to do is we need to hook up our external equalizer. Okay, we got it hand tight. Then we take a wrench and we get this tight so it will not leak freon. So we got our valve in, we got everything tightened, we've got our bulb on, and we've got our external equalizer. Okay guys, we got the TXV in. The next thing you want to do, I'm going to kind of save some steps on this just to kind of leave this video pretty quick, just to show you, because what I want to show you is how to install a TXV. Is basically we did pump down the system. Once you do the pump down, you need to pull a vacuum on the system to get any air out of the system. I'm going to save that step. Then once we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to let our freon out, because our freon is basically stored in our outside unit. So once we do that, we can test our system, we can test our TXV and make sure it's metering properly. Okay guys, we went ahead and pulled the vacuum. We've got the freon released into the system. What we're going to do is we'll go ahead and start it back up. We're waiting for the thermostat to time out because it's in a delay right now. Once that thermostat times out, the system kicks on, we can test the new TXV. Alright guys, we're back in the truck. I checked the freon and everything's good. The customer is getting an 18-degree temperature drop across the coil. That tells us that our TXV is metering properly and everything at this time is working fine. Now I want to kind of tell you why we replaced the TXV. is this TXV was intermittently shutting down, causing the evaporator coil to ice up. So that's why we're replacing the TXV. So basically, you think about it, you know, if a coil ices up, it's either being starved of freon, starved of airflow, and this was being starved of freon because the TXV was shutting down. It restricted the amount of freon going through. It was causing the coil to ice up. So that's why we replaced this TXV. So this TXV was actually a little bit easy to do. Everything was screw in. Now your TXV that you're trying to replace, you may have to braze it in. It may have an equalizing tube that you have to solder in as well. But this is just a basic TXV. Everything was screw in. That's why I wanted to show you guys how to replace a TXV on something like this. It just makes it a little bit easier, but I'm sure in the future when we find one that needs to be brazed in, I'll record that one as well and show you how to do one like that. But a pretty easy TXV, pretty easy repair. But this customer is up and working fine, so it took care of the problem. So guys, thanks for joining me. If you learned something, please hit that like and subscribe. It means so much to me. And as always, I will see you on the next service call. Thanks guys. Bye.